Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, whenever you are, whatever you are, whoever you are. Now, hope you're safe and warm, yeah, safe and dry in listening to this stories. I mean, watching this. Kung nasan ka man, please, hopefully you're safe. Now, this is part two of our storytelling. Yung part one natin is about getting our stories kung saan ba siya galing, di ba? Like I said, we have an abundance of stories. Ang dami nating mapaghuhugutan ng ating mga kwento, whether from within, whether from around us, or maybe lessons from the past or aspirations about the future. Now that we know na hopefully, no, hopefully I was able to give you confidence that you have, no, all of us have that potential to deliver great stories because we have great stories. Nasa atin na yan eh. Isulat naman natin. No, now when we are going to write it, we need to, of course, put in the work. First up is read, read, read. No? When I was a lot younger, and noong panahon na yun, syempre wala pang mga Netflix. Normally, ang pastime ko nun is reading books. Bakit? Kasi from there, we are able to expand our vocabulary, widen our horizon. Pag nagbasa tayo ng libro na may magandang kwento, parang namamasyal na rin tayo. Parang nai-imagine natin sa utak natin yung kinikwento ng author. No? And the more you read, the more you exercise your brain to think about the words na nai-integrate sa utak natin yung mga salitang nababasa natin at natututunan natin hindi lang basta yung mga new words but how these words are used. Ultimately, how stories are formed, how these are written na pwede nating ma-apply sa sarili natin. Now, fortunately, since because of the advancements in technology, if you recall or if you watch episode 1, yung ating pilot episode, di ba sabi ko nga from ancient philosophers, the wealth of knowledge was built up enabling us to have better lives today because of the thought process of individuals from ancient philosophers to daring innovators to present day visionaries. Mas gumanda na yung technology natin. We are able to watch different shows. Now, when I was a lot younger, yung Ordurs, ang pronunciation ko doon, Ors Divorce. Natutunan ko lang siya doon sa, I think, Hitman's Bodyguard. Buti na lang, hindi siya common na sabihin, kaya hindi ako masyadong, well, technically, there was not an event na kinailangan ko siyang gamitin, so hindi ako napahiya. Buti na lang natutunan ko yung tamang pronunciation niya, no? Yung facade, no? Facade. When I was a lot younger, facade ang basa ko sa kanya. I was able to watch it na ginamit sa isang show, yung word na, facade pala yung ano, yung pronunciation nun. So we learn. And aside from that, just like in reading books, nai-imagine natin kasi nakikita natin yung kwento hanggang sa maiisip natin na parang mas masarap isulat yung kwento kung paano nila ginagamit doon sa doon sa story na yon. And finally, marunong ba kayong lumangoy? So kung sino man ang marunong lumangoy dito, paano kayo natutong lumangoy, 'di ba? So kahit magbasa ka about swimming or manood ka about swimming, hindi ka matututong lumangoy unless gawin mo yon. Same goes with writing. So we need to write. So kailangan natin i-try na mas magsulat para ma-practice natin yung sarili natin. Siyempre hindi naman sa panahon ngayon hindi naman kailangan pen and paper, no. You can type it along your respective computers or maybe kung anong gadget ang gamit ninyo, laptops, etc. So you practice writing na pag napansin mo, habang paulit-ulit kang nagsusulat, mapapansin mo yung sarili mo na, parang mas napapabilis ko na yung pagsulat, mas napapaganda ko na yung pag-build up ng stories, etc. So, again, please put in the work, read, watch, and write. Now, quick tips, no, para sa ating mga viewers. One is, when you are writing, please think about the purpose of maybe your speech or your report, yung reason kung bakit ka nagsusulat. Lahat naman tayo nagsisimula sa why, di ba? So why are you writing that particular story? Or why are you writing that particular report? Why are you writing that particular script for your particular presentation. Ikaw ba ay naimbitahan na mag-talk sa graduation ng iyong high school to maybe to inspire that graduating class? Ikaw ba ang naitulak ng mga kagrupo mo na mag-report para sa klase nyo, or ikaw ang naisakripisyo ng boss mo para mag-report sa maybe sa next team meeting nyo, or sa inyong ang tawag doon, sa inyong maybe planning conference o kung ano man yan. Kung maaalala nyo nung ating pilot episode, meron doon yung intent, no? So that intent hopefully can help you guide as you also reflect on the purpose as to why you are writing your speech. From there, mas may imagine mo, or mas magaguide mo ang sarili mo na maisulat yung kailangan mong i-deliver. Actually, no? By having the purpose of your speech, your work gets cut down kasi mas makaka-focus ka na, ito lang dapat ang i-report mo. For example, ah yung mga topics sa klase, no? So, kunwari, na-assign ka to report on, let's say, maybe supply and demand, no? Kung economics class. So, dun ka lang magfo-focus. Na-assign ka to report on kunwari, monthly review ng inyong team. So, let's say, November, reports for November lang ang ifo-focus mo. Na-assign ka report for a planning conference. Ano ba yung covered niyan? Is it planning for next year? Planning for 5 years? So makikita mo na, okay, ganito ko parang i-frame yung kwentong gusto kong ilabas. Next is time. Be on time and within time. Una, ah normally pag na-invite ka to talk, syempre parang guest speaker niya, no? Wow, VIP. But even though you are kumbaga panauhing pandangal, ikaw ang panauhing pandangal, or you're the VIP in that event, be respectful with the time. Una, siguro pinaka late na yung 30 minutes, no? So at least it gives you time to settle down. It gives the organizers the peace of mind na nandiyan na yung speaker natin, no? Sa wakas. They can help you hook up maybe your laptop or kung ano man yung presentation device na kailangan mong gamitin. Um, kung halimbawa naman merong pwede mong i-send yung presentation mo, send it beforehand. Hindi yung uh, ikaw na yung susunod, nag-i-edit ka pa, no? Wag naman, no? It goes to show na hindi mo nirespeto yung event, or hindi mo rin nirespeto yung sarili mo kasi hindi mo binigyan yung chance mo na maghanda. Wag din namang super super aga, no? Baka mamaya guest speaker ka ng isang graduation class ng kunwari hapon, tapos lunchtime pa lang nandun ka na, papalunching ka pa ba nila? Unless na lang, no? Unless na lang kung sinabi nila na, sir, you can be here before lunch, we have waiting areas, etc. Pero wag din namang masyadong sobrang paasikaso kung guest speaker ka. Now, within time, whenever I'm invited to speak, yun ang isa sa tinatanong ko, no? Ilan yung oras na pwede yung ialat sa akin? Kasi maisusulat ko yung presentation ko, yung report ko or yung speech ko based on the allotted time. Kasi that's the most important commodity in the world. Kasi katulad nito, if a second has passed already, wala na yan, hindi mo na natin mababawi yan. So, please be mindful. Tsaka baka may mga iba pang speaker. So, you'll be taking away their time. No? You'll be taking away their time. So, please, when you write your speech, make sure na, kunwari, binigyan ka lang ng 5 to 7 minutes, or maybe 8 to 10 minutes, make sure that the story that you will write will fit into the time that you are allotted. Also, sino yung makikinig sa'yo, no? Isa yan sa mga tinatanong ko. I ask about who the audience are. So for example, if my audience are not business course graduates, I would have to frame my explanation in such a way that they will understand. No? For example, if I'm going to talk to, let's say, for example, hospitality management students, pag nagkwento ako about supply and demand, ang gagawin ko example dyan, for example, peak season, no? Mataas ang demand for hotel accommodations. Of course, yung supply natin, it will stay the same. Naturally, prices will go up. So, maintindihan nila kasi hotel, ginamit ko yung example na makaka-relate sila. So, ganun din sa ganun din maybe sa klase nyo mas madali, no? Kasi pare-pareho naman kayo ng course doon. for planning conferences, it's a it's a possibility that you may be speaking different languages. Iba ang language ng HR, iba ang language ng operations person, iba ang language ng finance person. Although lahat kayo business language, kumbaga parang ano no, parang para sa ating mga Pilipino no. Maybe pare-parehong Tagalog yung sinasalita natin, kunwari nasa Luzon lang kayo, no? Pero minsan may mga iba-ibang punto. May ibang punto ang HR, may ibang punto ang finance, may ibang punto si operations, may ibang punto si IT. But essentially, you're speaking the same business language, the same language of your company. So try to make it understandable to your audiences. And also, eto, medyo issue to, no? Pwede ba ako mag-Tagalog, ganyan? Or hindi naman ako magaling mag-English eh. Pag nagsusulat ka or pag nagpe-prepare ka ng presentation mo or ng speech mo, tandaan mo, maybe consider na, ay, hindi pwedeng mag-Tagalog dito. So, there, hindi ka, totally, you can't use vernacular. Or, if there are foreigners, foreign dignitaries, you will really have to deliver in full English. Now, that's not always the case, no? If hindi naman if minor lang naman yung participation ng foreigners diyan, and if it's okay to talk in vernacular, then talk in vernacular. Bakit? Kasi minsan mas expressive, no? Mas may express natin yung sarili natin kapag maybe nagtagalog tayo or kung ano man yung language na sa area kung saan tayo nagpe-present. Favorite ko diyan yung ano. Mahilig ako sa K-drama eh. So parang oo, sa Netflix you can change the ano tawag doon? Uh, hindi subtitle kung tinatamad ka magbasa ng subtitle, pwede mong i-change yung dubbing no into English para hindi ka na magbabasa. Pero minsan, 'di ba, parang pag sinabi ni Yunseri kay Captain Rin, Captain Rin, sarang Captain Rin. 'Di ba parang mas romantic? In the same manner, tayo mga Pilipino, 'di ba, sa mga may jowa diyan or sa mga married diyan, oo, sweet yung I love you. Pero iba ang dating ng mahal kita. Ha? So, don't don't be afraid to use vernacular kung pwede ah. Also, if there are foreigners, translate it kung talaga hindi mo maiwasan. Translate it so that the foreigners or those that may not be able to understand the term that you use will not feel left out, 'di ba? Pag nagsulat tayo ng speech for an audience, dapat it's for everybody. No one gets left behind. Now, here are some tricks na natutunan ko along the way, no? Una, title power. Wow. Bakit? Bago tayo tawagin, kung maganda ang title natin, interesado na agad ang audience natin. Ano to? Parang ang sarap pakinggan ng ikikwento niya. Diba? So, that in effect saves you time. Hindi mo na basta, kumbaga para bang, andyan na agad sila eh. Hook mo na sila, nakuha mo na agad sila. So, the audience are just there to listen and enjoy your talk, your speech, even your report, no? Even your report sa klase or sa office, ang ganda if they will enjoy it. Also, eto yan, word! May mga salita na pwede nating paiksiin or pwede nating pabayin. I will discuss more about that later. I just want to put in the last point dito, yung break it down, proper organization. So when you are writing, organize your talk, your presentation, your story in such a way na hindi sila maguguluhan. Kunwari, point 1, point 1A, point 2, point 2A, etc. Ganyan. So wag naman yung point 1, point 1A, point 3, point 3B, point 2, yung pabalik-balik, nakakahilo. No, nakakahilo. So, wag mo na hiluhin yung sarili mo, wag mo nang ligawin yung sarili mo in such a way na yung mga audience mo hindi rin malilito. Dikdikin ko lang tong part na to, ano, yung word. May mga bagay na pwede nating paiksiin. For example, I used to be in debt because of my habit of spending my money wastefully. Try natin paiksiin. Tingnan natin, no? So, maybe tingnan natin yung used to be tsaka yung spending my money wastefully. My habit of spending my money wastefully. So we can change that. Yung I used to be in debt because of my habit of spending my money wastefully. I was in debt because of my extravagance. O di ba? Mas umiksi siya. Another example, please take into consideration his contribution to the team. So, itong take into consideration, it can be, consider na lang. Please consider his contribution to the team. So, this examples enable us to, una, save time, di ba? Sabi ko nga kanina, let's look at, ano, no? Let's look at the time that are allotted to us para naman we don't get the time of others. We also don't bore our audiences. We also, kumbaga para bang we also maximize the time that they have given to us. And finally, more, I think, most importantly, for married guys like me, o kahit na nasa relationship, kung anong relationship ka man, less talk, less mistakes. Diba? Kung pwede mong sabihin, eto yan, no? Kung pwede mong sabihin ng isang salita, huwag ka nang gumamit ng isang pangungusap, 'di ba? If you can say it in one word, don't take up a whole sentence. If you can say it in one sentence, I don't need to hear the whole paragraph. Quick tip, medyo outside tip lang to, no? Minsan diyan ko nalalaman kung nagsisinungaling ang isang tao or kung nambobola lang ang isang tao. Kung hindi mo kayang mag direct to the point. Of course, there are stories na minsan kailangan mas mabulaklak, but that's for another topic. Ang sarap magkwento, di ba? Why? Because according to Patty Dick, the shortest distance between two people is a story. And you know, it starts with Jute's a thought. Di ba? So if you enjoyed and learned from this, please follow me on YouTube and Facebook, Jute's a thought. For longer and deeper thoughts, nagsimula na rin ako ng Spotify. So there will be an episode on this on Spotify. And soon I will be offering a training session on strategic communication. So hopefully I can hear from you as I discuss more items for your benefit. And let's enjoy writing stories because ang sarap magkwento, ilabas natin ang ating nasa thoughts, ang ating thoughts. And whatever you do, whenever you feel like it, whenever you want to share, it all starts with Jutsa thought.